Hey there, and thanks for watching 10 Minute Vegan. Today we're doing a 10-minute quickie inspired by a recent visit Sharon and I made to a farm sanctuary event in Los Angeles. They had these great vegan hors d'oeuvres and appetizers, and one of the things they had out were these great crispy, crunchy, salty garbanzo beans. So that's what we'll be creating today. So for the recipe today, you'll need some olive oil, a 15-ounce can of garbanzo beans, some salt and pepper, as well as some garlic powder, some cayenne pepper to light things up today, and some rosemary. Let's get started. So we'll get started today by rinsing the garbanzo beans. You want to rinse off that slimy, starchy water from them. That ought to do it. Let's let those sit there and drain for a second. So while I was letting the garbanzo beans dry, I've aluminum lined a baking pan as well as put some paper towels on top, because we're actually going to dry these just a little bit more to make sure that they're just about completely dry before we start baking them. And you can just pat them or roll them around a little bit. You don't want to crack them up too much, but you definitely want to get them pretty dry. If you see any skins come loose as you do this, just go ahead and pick them out. All right, those are looking pretty good. Next, what we're going to do is just quickly transfer these over to the bowl here. And we're going to add about 1.5 tablespoons. Add about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. That's about right. And you want to toss these garbanzo beans in the oil and make sure that they're all pretty well covered. And again, if you see any skins forming in here, coming loose, feel free to pull them out. And try not to break the garbanzo beans up too much. Some of them are going to break naturally, but just be a little bit careful. All right, those are pretty thoroughly covered. Now we will sprinkle over them about a teaspoon of garlic. And depending on how hot you like them, you can sprinkle in as much cayenne as you'd like. I'm going to use about 1/4 teaspoon. And then I'm going to give a crank of the salt there. And I'm just going to retoss this and try to mix those ingredients all around, make sure everybody gets a little. All right, that looks good. Then I will use about 1/2 teaspoon of rosemary. And give that one more toss. And do the same with just a couple cranks of pepper. It looks really good. It smells great. So we've preheated the oven to 400 degrees. What we're going to do is lay these out here on the baking sheet. And we are going to stick these in the oven and bake them until they are golden brown, between 30 and 40 minutes. And we'll check them out right after that. So we've let the garbanzo beans go for about 35 minutes now. We're going to take them out, check them out. So those look fantastic. As you can see, they're very, hopefully you can see this on there. They're very golden brown and they're very crispy. They're very hard on the plate. And there you have a fantastic snack. Crispy, spicy garbanzo beans with rosemary. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of 10 Minute Vegan. Thanks for watching. Stop by and see us anytime at facebook.com/10minutevegan, twitter.com/10minutevegan, or on our website at 10minutevegan.com. You can also find us on iTunes, so stop by, subscribe, rate the show, and tell some friends. And until the next time, here's to mindful eating. Thanks.